Hey guys, it's Josh Lloyd. It's a pregame show. We're ready. We're ready to go. We're pumped up. We're excited. 3 games on only, which is a bit of an L, but that's fine. We're here. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do dribble game. We're going to look at lineups. Going to answer your questions. We're going to look at injury updates and reports. What just hit now? What injury? Nerlens Noel is out today, so that's interesting. What else happened? Jeremy Sohan and Jakob Poeltl officially ruled out. Mike Conley is out tomorrow. Bojan Bogdanovic is in today. Jaden Ivey is out. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is questionable tomorrow. That just dropped. There you go. Big stuff. All right. So, yeah, a bunch of stuff just dropped now. Good to see everyone here, whoever is here. Report on Lonzo Ball. He'll be back at some point in 2023, which is what we thought. I thought All-Star break, which is 2023. I guess we'll find out exactly when that'll be. But, yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon. So, yeah, here we are. Hello, everyone. Good to have everybody that is here. This is the question a lot of people got about the Magic. Honestly, trifecta, I don't know. I don't know what their rotation is going to be. It says, does Fultz overtake Suggs as the starting point guard for the Magic even when fully healthy? I think what they'll do is the plan should be that Fultz and Suggs play together. I don't think Suggs should be a full-time point guard. He's like a combo guard, defensive guard, a dual ball handler situation. I think Fultz is a better passer, but he's probably a worse shooter than what Suggs is. I think, but then you got, obviously Cole Anthony in the mix, and where does Gary Harris play? And there's a lot of different players that are in that mix that I don't really know how they're going to run it. Is Suggs worth holding? He's injured at the moment, but he's a back-end player. I think Fultz, maybe cracks the top 100, but probably doesn't. Cole Anthony, maybe cracks the top 100, but probably doesn't. And they're probably all just going to take minutes and production away from each other, would be my guess. All right. Let's go do dribble game. Yeah, let's do that now. Might as well. Then we'll get into some lineup stuff. All right. Where's the dribble game page? Got so many tabs open here. All right, let's go. Tyler Hero and Fanapants Kevin Huerter. So who's a Hawks player? Well, that's Dwayne Dedman. Come on, guys. Fix that up. That's easy. What are we doing? All right, let's go to the lineups. We've got one lineup confirmed so far. The Mavericks, they're keeping Tim Hardaway starting, and Reggie Bullock is coming off the bench. So Doncic, Dinwiddie, Hardaway, Finney-Smith, and Powell. For the Pistons, Bogdanovic, Stewart, and Bagley are all in. What the hell lineup will they run? At the moment, we're thinking they're going to go big with Bogdanovic, Bay, Stewart, Bagley next to Hayes. Scooter Magruder started last game. Does he start? Does Bay come off the bench? We don't know how that's going to work. The Knicks should be Bronson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. And then you got the Clippers probably with Jackson, Mann, Coffey, Morris, Zubac. Remember, John Wall is out. And then the Blazers should be Simons, Hart, Winslow, Grant, and Nurkic. No Lillard there, of course. Okay, questions. Is Kyle Anderson worth an ad? I think maybe, but I'm not convinced. And the reason why I say that is I think what possibly happens is Jaden McDaniels just replaces Towns. McDaniels was out last game, so he replaces Towns, and maybe they just start Austin Rivers. Now, I think Anderson can still play 25 to 27, and I don't mind him as an ad. Do I think he's going to blow us away? Probably not. Shout out Jennifer. Yeah, shout out Pamela as well, who's the new sweeper. Jennifer, we fixed. Pamela's the new one now. Do I think Michael Porter will play this week? Yeah, I do. Later this week, but it's obviously frustrating. Is Fultz an ad? Steve, look, I'm going to get this question a lot. I just don't know. I don't. There's 3 point guards here. And one of them's out, 2 of them are in. I don't hate adding Fultz. We take flyers on guys and we try and see what happens. And there is upside in what Fultz can do. I think that his assist rate from last season is probably had no chance of sticking to where it is over a full year. But it was really good. He had 5 assists in 20 minutes. I don't think he's going to do that. But he's worth having a look at. But I don't think that with his deficiencies in threes, his potential low minutes or compressed minutes, his bad percentages, I don't think that makes him an absolute must-roster guy. What's the hottest NBA take you got? My hottest take, free throws should be eliminated. They're boring. They're so boring. I don't know what the answer is, but they shouldn't. Free throws just slow the game down, and they are boring to watch. That's my hottest take. Get rid of free throws. Does Jaden McDaniels' defensive stats get boosted without Cat? Steals, I don't think it really impacts. But what I do think means is that he will probably play at the 4 more, which means a little bit closer to the basket, which means he might block more shots. That would be my guess. The other thing that probably would happen with McDaniels is get more rebounds. His rebounds are comically low because he's playing next to Towns and Gobert. But if he's playing the 4, then rebounds should rise. Will Christian Wood start soon? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Will I do a pregame show for Thursday? Probably not. Probably not. There's only one game on, so probably not. Jordan says he says Milton is looking to ship him off. 12-team league. Who should I be looking at in regards to rebound, steals, and low turnovers? First in my league, please. I need your help. Well, if you're first in your league, why bother? I get selling high on Shake Milton, but just enjoy what he's doing. Who can you get? Like rebounds and steals? I wouldn't trade Shake unless I'm getting a top 50 guy back. Otherwise, I just enjoy the top 25 production and drop him later on and get the next hot guy that comes in. Yeah, who's a top 50 big man? Like, could you take a trade for Jarrett Allen, who's currently out? Like, you take a hit short term, and you've got a bit of an ability to do that because you are in first. Would that work? Probably wouldn't. But I saw a trade that went down on Yahoo. A trade went down on Yahoo with Shake Milton and Caleb Martin. Two of my sell high guys were traded for Tyrese Maxey, which I think is a great way of doing a sell high. Why does BBM say bone bruise for Pirtle? I have no idea. I am not on the side at the moment. I don't know what that is in regard to. Let me have a look what happens with this Pirtle thing. Right knee bone bruise. Where is the report? Let me double check the report, okay? The reason it says that is because the official injury report for Jakob Poeltl says right knee bone bruise. That's why we have it. That is the official NBA designation, a right knee bone bruise. It was listed as quad soreness. It is now a bone bruise. That is worrying. Add Zach Collins. That is worrying. The Knicks are starting, here you go. Isaiah Livers is starting for the Pistons. It's Hayes, Bogdanovic, Livers, Stewart, and Bagley. So, with Cade out and with Ivy out, Bay is still coming off the bench. I told you, he's shit house. The Knicks are starting Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. But there you go. Isaiah Livers gets the start over Bay. Now, Bay will still play okay minutes, but I don't think that Bay is going to be a 30-plus minute a night guy this season. I think he's going to drop off. Sadiq Bay off the bench. I know people have been in arguments with me about Sadiq Bay's value. I just don't like. I just don't think he's a good player. And I think if he's going to come off the bench with Ivy and Cade both out, it's probably not really great, is it, as we look forward to where his value lies. Why doesn't Wood start? 2 reasons. Kid's a terrible coach and Wood's a terrible defender. That's why. Is Melton droppable to stream others? I wouldn't drop D'Anthony Melton at this point, no. Would I use waiver order 1 on Jaden McDaniels? Now, I am not someone who covets waiver wire priority 1 and just holds it through everything, because you end up missing out a lot of stuff. Would I use it for Jaden McDaniels? I would use it for Jaden. I wouldn't use it for Jalen, the Hornets guy. I wouldn't use it for him. The Wolves guy, Jaden, just in case we're getting the names right here, I would use it on the Jaden McDaniels from Minnesota. Ivy is out. Mitch. Is quickly must stream in 12-team points. You don't have many options today, Yo Gabba Gabba, if that is your real name. Yeah, he's worth it. Is Alize Johnson an ad? No. 20-team league, sure, maybe. He literally just got signed today. They waived Jordan Hall. But no, he's not. Look, I get it. Sohan and Pirtle are out. But do you think... I don't... Look, maybe I'm wrong. Alize Johnson's had some big games in the past. He's also not a very good NBA player. I don't think... Yeah, look, if Bates Diop remains there, no, I wouldn't add him in 12 or 14-team leagues, Alize. Knox or Coffee? I'll take Coffee there pretty easily, I think. My thoughts on using Bagley today, ESPN Points League. Yeah, there's 3 games on. I don't like Bagley, but for Points Leagues, he's got real value. They play today with 3 games on. They play Thursday with 1 game. Like, he is a clear must-roster player in that scenario. Clear. What are my thoughts on Bogdan coming back? He is coming back. Who's my least favorite current NBA player from a personality perspective? I don't really know their personality. You don't know them. You see a little bit of what they do. I don't know. I'm sure there's someone that's in my head that I can't think of that annoys me in that regard. But I don't know. Why is the Magic's injury reporting so horrific? I don't know. That's just what they choose to do. It's frustrating. They just hide it. They think they're getting a competitive advantage. They don't realize that they're a shit franchise and have been a shit franchise forever. So they're actually getting no competitive advantage. It's frustrating, obviously. What to do with Keegan Murray? If you're in a 12-team league, I think you drop him. What's my pecking order for Suggs, Fultz, and Cole? To be honest, I haven't even looked at my projections on them. Let's do that right now. I reckon they're all going to be so close to each other that it's going to be personal preference as to what sort of stats you're looking for. Let's have a look. How do I project these guys rest of season? I actually have Suggs, Anthony, and Fultz in that order. But that's, I don't know, because that's based on lower minutes for Fultz. I think they're all going to be towards the back end of a 12-team league, making them really, really hard to have any reliability in their roles at all. Again, remember, Gary Harris is in this mix too. How do we generate enough playing time for these guys? It's very hard to do. It's really hard to do. So I probably have, I got Suggs, Anthony, and Fultz almost at the same area. And that's really hard to do. It's really hard to see who. I think it's going to be ups and downs a lot with these players. I don't know. It's one of the situations that I'm probably the most confused on this season. Why has Kyrie's game dropped off so much since coming back? Trong, it's just his steals are way down and his assists are way down. I wouldn't worry too much about it. There you go. DeJounte Murray. Yeah, he's annoying the shit out of me, DeJounte Murray. I don't know the bloke personally, but what we've seen from him publicly has been pretty annoying. How long is a bone bruise injury? It might be 1 game. It might be 6 months. Honestly, Lonzo Ball's injury started out as a bone bruise. Bone bruises can take forever to heal, and in the knee, they're really shit. That's why quad soreness, not interested. Bone bruise, yeah, that can cost time, and that means that Zach Collins is worth adding because that might be multiple weeks. It might not be, but it might be multiple weeks. And let's see, I'm gonna go quickly check if Zachary is available in any of my leagues, and I might go grab him right now. Let's have a look. Any more news? Any more lineups come through? No, it's got Knicks and Pistons and Mavericks. That's done. All right. So let's see. Is Zach available? Because if he is, I'm going to add him. Get my phone out. Let's have a look. Is Zach available? I might add him in that league. Who can I drop off this league? Let's have a look. Marcus Morris, can I drop? Hartenstein? Might be a drop Hartenstein. Let's have a look. All right, Zach Collins. Zach Collins, that's I don't know how long this is going to keep Pirtle out. It is a little worrying though, for sure. Let's add him. Let's drop Hartenstein and done. There you go. It's a weekly changes league, so I can't even get him till next week, but it was worth doing, I think. The T-Wolves have not announced their starter with Cat injured. They won't do that until before their game tomorrow, so we have no idea. Is Suggs a drop to use for a stream spot? If he's your worst player, then yeah. Waiver order number 1 Hayward? I wouldn't be adding Gordon Hayward at all. How long do you hold Kate? Give it another week? Yes. What is your rest of season projection on Keldon Johnson? Top 90? I think he's around 93 or something for me. Something around that mark. Is there a concern for De'Aaron Fox's minutes? No. Why would there be? Who do you think's taking his minutes? Should we trade while we can? Well, he's actually struggling at the moment, so it's a worse time to trade him. If someone wants to give you a top 20 player, trade De'Aaron Fox for a top 20 player. No problem in saying that. I've been saying that for a very long time, or top 15, top 20 guy. But otherwise, no. No one's taking his minutes. Would I trade Hayward for Bay? Yeah, Hayward's not playing. With no surgery update for Cade, is it safe to assume they're leaning towards rest and return this season? No, it's not safe to assume that. Everything that I've been told is that he will be having surgery, but they're just giving him a little bit of time to come to that decision, but they are pushing for that. But we haven't heard of it. Am I watching the World Cup? Yeah, except at the moment, because we're in this third game of the group stage, the earliest the game starts is at 2 a.m., so it's shit out. But tomorrow I'll get up. Australia plays Denmark at 2 a.m. tomorrow, and if we win that, we're through. So that's what I'm excited about. Would I expect Stewart to be on a minutes restriction? He's only playing 27, 28 minutes a night anyway, so I think he'll be around that mark regardless. I don't think it'll be too much difference. Is Terrence Mann worth the ad? Well, considering the low volume today, yes. Long term, no. Short term, yes. Livers or coffee for today? I'll take coffee there pretty comfortably. Gil, I'll say it again. I have no idea. I don't know what they're going to do. I'd say minimum 20 minutes for Fultz, maximum 27 would be my guess. But it's so confusing. Is Gary Trent droppable generally in category leagues? If you're in a 10-team league, yes. In a 12-team league, it depends on who you add, but he's not like this great option, I don't think. Mathurin or Michael Porter Jr. 8-man points league. Well, you can have a look. What are these guys averaging in your points leagues? I don't know. I would say it's probably Porter, but I don't know. This is unethical, but ethics has got nothing to do with it. Like, is Miles Bridges a stash? I don't believe Miles Bridges will play this season. That's what I'm basing it on. That he's not signed still. We are, 25% into the season, so there's 3/4 of the season left. Take a little bit of that off for fantasy playoffs, 70% of the season left. And then when he comes back, he's going to cop a suspension. And unless you think the suspension is going to be 20 games, then I think it's really unlikely that he plays. Still, again, he is not signed. So he needs to get signed. He needs to get into game shape. And then he's going to get suspended. I don't think he plays. So irrespective of your ethics or moral position on it, I don't think he's going to play. What are my thoughts on Şengün? He plays for Houston. Would Bassi be an adding if Jakob misses time? I would add Collins over Bassi. Bassi will get like a 16-minute a night role who can be a streamer on low volume days. Is Shaker Sal higher? Absolutely he is. Do I see consistent minutes for Jalen Williams? No, I don't, because there's no consistency for anyone's minutes there apart from Shea. Like even Dort and Giddey are all over the place. Milton and Payne for Sabonis. That is one of the dumbest trades I have ever seen. Who on earth is accepting Milton and Payne for Sabonis? Surely, Jordan, that's you getting Sabonis. Don't tell me you're trading away Sabonis. Is Cat a drop? No. When does disc golf season start? I believe it starts in January. And have I started cooking TikTok? No, because I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, yes, my partner, she's off for like a couple of months coming up, Christmas break. So maybe if she's going to film me do it, she'll do it, but that's about it. Is Kemba not playing today a confidence thing or just logistics? Well, he hasn't practiced. He hasn't been with the team. He's just not fit enough. So it's not confidence. It's just that he's not ready to go. He just got signed and just joined the team now. So he's got bung knees. He's old. He's just not in shape. Is Jonas V worth a pickup? Well, I don't know. Haziel, is that how I pronounce it? If you give no specifics, how can I tell you? If it's an 8-team league, I'd say probably not. If it's a 12-team league, I'd say I probably would grab him. But if you don't, and I am going to stop doing this, but you got to tell me what you're talking about. There's a big difference between 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-team league, category league, points league, 11-cat league. There's a big difference between all these things. You got to tell me. People still asking whether it's Bassi or Collins. It's Collins easily. Very easily. Chris says, I feel this is a classic season where a lot of us drafted with concerns about injuries of players and missed a lot of value, Shea being the obvious example. Yeah, because, have I said this before? You can't predict it. You can't predict injuries. You just can't. Look, this isn't to say that Shea won't get hurt or Porzingis won't get hurt or Anthony Davis won't get hurt. But you don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. Remember Karl Anthony Towns? Never missed a game ever. Iron Man. Yeah, now he's injured every year. So now is he injury prone? Or are you just basing it on what just happened and thinking that's going to project forward, which it doesn't. And if you go, like, you got to have elements of understanding of risk and all that sort of shit. Like, but people base their whole identity. Well, this guy played 30 games last year, therefore 30 games this year. And it just isn't how it works. It just isn't. Do I think Kelly Olynyk can maintain top 50 value? He's only top 50 now if you consider turnovers to be a part of the ranking. And if you consider turnovers to be a good way of evaluating players, then you think Luka Doncic is a third-round player. And if you think Luka Doncic is a third-round player, I think you're doing fantasy wrong. But Kelly Olynyk's like top 60, top 70 at the moment. And do I think he can maintain that? Yeah, why not? He's at least top 100, like really comfortably. Probably top 80, I would say. Looney or Kleber today? Give me Looney. Is it too risky having 4 Rockets on your team? No. Why would it be? Why do I think Dagnott is a good coach? His rotations are frustrating. But who cares? I didn't say he's a good coach for our fantasy prospects. I think he's a good coach for the fact that the Thunder have universally been seen to have the worst roster in the NBA over the last 3 years, but haven't had the worst record. And until they start really going into that tank mode in April and have had injuries, they're competitive. They beat teams with... just look at the guys. Aaron Wiggins, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Darius Baisley. These guys are bad. There's bad players in this team, and he coaches them to be good. Is he the best coach in the league? No. But if Steven Silas had this roster, they'd win negative games. He is a very good coach. Does Gary Harris have any value when players are back in? I just don't know how they're going to utilize him. I think there's a chance they might start him. 16-team points. 16-team category league, I can see Harris having value. 16-team points? Maybe. I'm assuming Reed isn't a pickup. Yeah, look, I think what happens with Reed is he just plays all the minutes behind Gobert. So it might be 16 a night, might be 15 a night. Might be 14 a night. In a 16-team category league, though, he is a really good category league producer. I don't hate that ad, Ivy League Zombie. It really depends on who you'd be dropping, but that's a situation, I think, where there is some use in it. Oh, he's not a 12-teamer, but in a 16-teamer, I can see that. Jennifer or Pamela in a 9-pit league. I've only got 2 pits each, so they're a little bit below the 9 pits, only contributing in 2 pits out of 9. I think Jen's a legend. I wonder if rather saying than exclude turnovers, you just say exclude your worst category or worst 2 categories. Yeah, I think there is obviously value in doing that, in looking at those -1 rankings, which is something that I started doing about 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, I don't think you want... Part of the reason why turnovers, as I said before, like turnovers and assists are the 2 most highly correlated stat. The second most highly correlated stat is points and turnovers. And if you're super strong in turnovers, it means you're probably lacking in points and assists. And it's a really weird way of... And again, when you have games disadvantages, you get a boost in turnovers. Like that's to me how it works. And again, it's just really easy to look at rankings and go, this player, his best category is the absence of a stat. And it makes them seem significantly better than they are. And if you follow those things, then I don't think it provides proper value to what they're doing in fantasy. Will Zubats continue his dominance? Brock, this is perfect singular thinking. Singular is not the right word. Short-term thinking. Because prior to that game, last game, Zubats was 130th player the week prior to that. So will he continue his 1-game dominance? No. Look, will he be up and down? Of course he will. But this is... Brock, sorry to pick on you. This is how sell highs work, right? This is how it works. Because you say continue his dominance. It was 1 game of dominance. 1 game. He'd been struggling for the 4 or 5 prior to that. So this is something that annoys me. Sorry, Brock, not to pick on you, but it happens a lot with sports commentators, especially here in Australia. A team might lose 3 games in a row. They come out, they win the next game. They go, can the Bulldogs continue their great run of form? Form is not 1 game. It isn't. It's 1 game. Form is a continued pattern and trend of doing that. And while we love looking at that big game, and we all love, man, Zubats 33, that's amazing. He wasn't good before that. He was okay, but he wasn't a top 100 player. And I think it's really important to know that. How can you donate? Adam, I don't have any... we don't have super chats on here, but if you do want to donate to this mustache, last day of Movember, I'm going to drop the Movember link in here. We've done really well. I would like to do a little bit more on Movember. I'd love to get it to 2,500. So if you guys, it's the last day, the mustache, you're going to grow the beard back out again. You're not going to see this sexy mustache. We're at 2,200. I want to get it to 2,500. So if we can get $250 more to donate for Movember for men's mental health And you don't have to donate to me. Donate to charity. Donate to cancer research and all that stuff. And the link is in there now. Okay. Drop Poku for Zach Collins, 10-team points league. I probably would. I probably would have a crack at that. Is Mikal Bridges, I don't know why he wrote his name like that, a sell high with Chris Paul coming back eventually? Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not sure if you actually get any good value back. Is Kleber a nice ad because of the pseudo back-to-back? Yeah, any Mavericks guy's got a little bit of value here with the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday combo they've got coming up. So yeah, solid enough. Who would you place a bet on if you had to come out of the West right now if you had to? It's a good question. Fuck. Who actually even has the best record in the West? I'm going to have a look. Because I know that every team I think of, I just go, oh yeah, they're struggling with something. Who's got the best record in the West? The Suns. Okay. Who would I place a bet on? The Suns are just rolling. So, actually, you know what? I'd place a bet on the Nuggets. But the Suns would be pretty close. They're two really good teams. After them, it's the Pelicans in the 3 seed, then the Grizzlies. The Clippers are the 5th seed in the West, despite all their struggles. The Blazers are 6th. Man, the West is so weird. What on earth? The Mavericks are 11th. Shout out Jason Kidd. A few more minutes to go here. How serious is Ivy's injury? We haven't heard anything to suggest that it's serious. We don't know what really is the story with it. He's just got knee soreness, so I'm guessing it's not serious, but that's all we know. I would not drop Cade Cunningham. You can do whatever you want. I would not drop him. But do you guys not have injured reserve? This is what injured reserve is for a top 25 potential upside player. Maybe he doesn't even hit it. Maybe a top 40 upside player who has an indeterminate timeline. That is what injured reserve is for. So, and if your league doesn't have injured reserve, it's a completely unserious league. Is Porzingis doing anything differently play-wise to maintain his health so far? No, he's not. Because injuries, unless they're degenerative problems, which he does have with his knees, injuries are flukes. You land on someone's foot and roll your ankle, it's a fluke. You break your hand grabbing a rebound, it is a fluke. You slip on a wet spot and strain your groin, Pascal Siakam style, guess what? It's a fluke. You get hit in the head, you get a concussion. Oh, well, are you prone to concussions? No, you just got smacked in the fucking head. Sorry for swearing. I get what you're saying. Is he doing anything? No, he's just playing how he plays. And he hasn't got an injury yet. He might get one. Anyone can. Knock on wood. What are the odds that the Pistons rest Cade and Ivy all season to get a look what Hayes is capable of? Absolutely 0%. Zero. There is no chance. They are not saying, Jaden, we picked you pick 5. We really think you're a part of the franchise, but we've seen 15 games. We want to see Killian Hayes, who's been shitouts for 3 years. We want him to run things. Absolutely no way. You guys think conspiracy theories so deeply. This is just... We hit March and April and Ivy's knee is still sore. Cade, he comes back and then the shin plays up again. Sure. It's not even December. Like, what are the chances it happened? 0%. Just sold Shake for Klay Thompson. Is it a dub? Yeah, well, I do think Clay's going to drop off. But yeah, that's a huge dub. Anyone who's going to be like a top 70% guy, a top 70 guy is worth doing it. Why do I ignore opponents when choosing who to bench start? Okay, Lumberjack Ted, I'll tell you why. Because it's just so random. Like, it's your 0.01% advantage that you think you're going to get. I don't actually think you're going to get it. What I would look at is, who is the player? Is the player good? And that is my decision. If everything is equal, in my opinion, and I look at opponents, and there are certain things, situations. You play against the Rockets, it's a good boost. I'd be more inclined to look at pace of play of teams versus quality of opponents. I just think the marginal advantage that you get by trying to look at opponents when it just doesn't happen. Like, man, Şengün played against Jokic yesterday. He's going to get killed. He had 18-5 or 18-7 in like 20 minutes. Like, we've seen it so many times. Like, Boucher had like 0 points against Embiid, and then he dropped 30 in like 3 straight games against Embiid. I just think it's not worth the time. I think it's a waste. To waste your time trying to figure that stuff out when the advantage you gain is negligible at best. And I think you're better, if you toss the coin, I reckon you'd have equally good results. But you guys might have different opinions on that. Now, hey, let me know. I'd love to hear them because we are about to head out of here. So if you do have an opinion on that, please, again, drop it down. Like, am I off on that? Do you think there's some gigantic advantage to be gained from it? I don't, but you might. Please, let me know. As I check the chat to hear what you said. Was Don Mitch's bad game yesterday due to Raptors defense? OG definitely hounded him, but I'm not going to say why everyone who plays the Raptors is going to struggle. It doesn't happen that way. Was it because OG really played well on him? Yes, but it doesn't mean OG plays well on him every time. It just doesn't, I don't think. All right. I think we're going to be out of here. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hit a thumbs up on the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.